We get you out of here. I got a segment, a couple segments. This first segment is called This or That, and I'm gonna just give you a couple options.
Black sheep. This or that.
This or that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. Precisely.
Engine number 9.
You feel what I'm saying? You see what's going on.
Yeah.
So the first This or That: truth or happiness.
Truth creates happiness.
Okay. Boom. Hey, listen.
The thing is that sometimes it's not what you want to hear, it's what you need to hear. It might not be, all that great in regards to delivery, but be happy to know that somebody respects you enough to give it to you real. Especially in my world, there's so much fakeness. So many, side truths and people sitting there saying one thing, you know what, stand on it. That's what you believe, stand on it. If this ain't working, stand on it. So I believe truth is a foundation to happiness, especially for yourself. Better out than in. Don't be passive aggressive. And maybe just because now I'm older, I'm just cool with me. I'm good with me. I love me. So
that's the goal. And in all honesty, that's the dream, to just love yourself. That should be everybody's long-term dream, is to simply love yourself.
Yes, sir.
Second, This or That: forgiveness or justice.
Forgiveness. It creates justice. Some of these things that sound to me, it's easy to me.
Yeah, I love it.
Because justice is a personal type of, belief. For some, it might be eye for an eye. Some people acknowledge my pain. There's so much different, and only through forgiveness can you get to justice. Because you're not blinded by, what are you angry about? What are you frustrated about? Because it blinds a lot of decision making. And so only through forgiveness be able to get that out your heart, because I didn't say forget.
There's a difference. There's a difference between forgiving and forgetting.
Forgiveness helps you elevate yourself to the next level, to be able to hear what, if somebody who did you wrong, until you forgive them, you cannot get to the next part of somebody apologizing or, I'm doing better. And so I believe that forgiveness is a foundation to justice, especially in the line of work I do.
No, I love it. Listen, you going crazy right now. Yeah, you hear typically these incidents be stumping people. Hey, no, Chief,
I know myself.
Hey, and what you
know thyself. We're gonna get into a movie. When we talk to Neo, and she said, "Look over that doorway there." Know thyself.
Know thyself. That's the key.
Yes, sir.
Final This or That. I might know the answer to this. Fear or regret. I got you.
And so when you say which one would you rather have, it's fear or regret. You know what? I would say fear, because you should fear to have regrets. I do a lot of public speaking, and people are like, "Oh, you make it look easy." There's still a little bit trepidation. There's still some butterflies, but because you have fear, there's almost a part of you have the, what do you want to use, the motivation to do better. To say that I fear regretting not doing this more than the act itself. And so I would say, fear, man, the basis. If you can get over your fear and work through your fear in a way, because fear can be healthy or it can be very unhealthy. Unhealthy fear is using someone else's story as an officer, and you come upon somebody, and because you got these images from the media and everything else, you do something stupid because you have that fear, which you shouldn't have. Because if that's the type of characteristics you carry around as an officer, you don't belong in the profession. But having a healthy fear of being aware, understand that anything can be potentially dangerous, knowing that your skills and training helps you stay at your best. Why you work out? Because I want to be at my best. Yes. Why do you sit there and work on your public speaking skills? Because you want to be at your best. Because you don't want to regret that you didn't take on a position because you fear public speaking. You don't regret that you didn't talk to the person who could be your future mother of your children, because you didn't have the confidence in your own to get over your I don't look the way I should be looking, or I don't have the things I should have.
Your own insecurities, yeah.
insecurity. So absolutely.
No, I feel it. And when you talk about one of my main dreams is to be a professional inspirational speaker. Like right now, I'm working to get in schools and stuff because like that's what I want to do.
You on your pathway, brother.
Thank you so much, man.
You're on your pathway.
And when you talk about,
I might hire you as my hype.
hey,
man.
listen, man, listen. I'm one call away. I'm one call away.
Before I walk out any press conference, I'm like, all right, Jason, do your thing.
Let's go. I'm right there. Y'all better get ready.
Right.
Y'all better get ready.
Right.
So I want to steer over to the last final segment. It's called Deep Dive, and this is just when I ask like you said, this philosophy. I'm a philosophical person, so I like to ask a philosophical question, and just to get your perspective on it. Are we born with purpose, or do we create it?
Born with it.
Okay, explain.
I talk about knowing thyself, and when you really start to deep dive and look into your characteristics about what really makes or breaks you, what is the things that, makes you the most happiest. Like, what you're doing right now is natural.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because you're doing what's naturally, it creates your purpose.
Precisely.
That we are born with certain characteristics that we either really hone in on. Like, I was very good at numbers. I used to be an accountant, but that's not what I want to do. That's not my purpose.
Man.
I know what I feel happiest about. And that's where we really have to own our truth, walk our truth, believe our truth. You start believing someone else's truth, it's called you're somebody else's person or you're doing something else, someone else's life. I'll leave it at this. So when my son was born, and I love both my children, even though I talk about my son, my daughter is beautiful. She's a lot of things going for her, but, some of my examples about my son, they actually said, why didn't you name your son after you? Because that was when you're a junior or third. Because I want him to be him.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to walk his truth. Don't think that you got to be me. I want you to be whoever you feel speaks to who you are. And that's important. Walk your pathway.
That's one thing, because like I said, when I had kids, I grew up always when I was like, no, I'm going to name my kid Junior. Then as I got older, and then especially looking at the LeBron and Bronny situation, how now you can't literally,
shadow.
Like he can never escape it now.
Got his son.
That's what I'm saying. You can't escape it.
Like Creed, he was always like, I don't want to be known as, I'm Adonis. Like, let him walk or her walk their truth.
Exactly.
Without that pressure of knowing that basically, yes, you are in a blessed family, because we tell our kids all the time, we are required to give you food, and clothing, and shelter.
Everything else, that's extra.
Come on now.
I'm already
and
done.
Also, mommy and daddy got this.
It ain't yours.
You don't have nothing.
Yeah.
You got to create your something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, when you are just being that, nurturing and supporting their truth, their personality, who and what speaks to them, then you can be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know that basically you are being that type of parent, you're being that type of supporter, because we all have our own truth, which creates our purpose.
Man.